Okay, so I agree with Prof. Tim that we should change, maybe in terms of our delivery, since the needs and expectations of our students differ from our time. So I think surely Dr. Adibah has something to add about this, not just maybe the teaching and learning process, maybe there are other aspects also need to be rejuvenated.
Okay, thank you very much, Associate Professor Dr. Mahani, and all my beloved panels, okay, all my sifus, and all the audience. Okay, first of all, when we say about rejuvenating, maybe we always think that we need something new to rejuvenate. But let we remember, or let we recall our daily life, how we rejuvenate ourselves. For me, to rejuvenate is not something that we need something new, but we need something consistent.
Okay.
For example, if you wear the night cream, serum, okay, every night, you will look young compared to if you apply, then 2 weeks later you didn't apply, then it doesn't give any effect to you. Yeah. So for me, the terms rejuvenate means that we as a lecturer here has to consistent apply something new or something that can give benefit to the students. Okay, so when talk about rejuvenate also, I am very much believe that rejuvenate needs something to do with the humanizing the education.
Okay.
Look here, innovation in humanizing education.
Yep.
But when looking at the picture, I'm keep thinking, why the robot is up? The human hand is at the bottom. Yeah. It's like the robot is will influence, will pull the human. Why it's not become together like shaking hands? Means that we humanize the system. Okay, so when we humanize the system, means that every single things that we want to do, want to apply in the class. For example, when we want to write the outcome, when we plan about the teaching and learning activities, when we think about the assessment, everything we know that we have to relate with something that can humanize not only the students but also the system. Means that we have to relate everything with not only cognitive but also the affective and social aspect. Okay, the second one, I think, to rejuvenate some things, we need empirical evidence.
Okay.
So I very much believe that nowadays we cannot rely on assumptions. In doing research, for example, this is research university, we need something what we call as determinism and empirical. Determinism means that there is nothing happen by chance. For example, if the rain happened in Australia or America or US, the same process is happen here, then the rain will come. Okay, it's like teaching and learning. If the factors that influence students in America to be succeed is actually same here, just the demographical factor, something that make difference. That's why let the data talk. Many lecturers, when finish the session of teaching and learning in one semester, they said that, I think, I assume this is not effective. But how many lecturers do an empirical study?
Yes, there must be evidence.
Evidence-based, because nowadays all the continual quality improvement need evidence. Without evidence, we are afraid that we are lead to the bias. Okay, I think the third one is we need to integrate, like Prof. Khairiyah and Prof. Rose said about the curriculum. Why not, if an alternative assessment, for example, it's not only for that particular course, maybe it across the faculty. So either it interdisciplinary, multidisciplinary, or transdisciplinary, and do some activities that can rejuvenate, means that make them, this is the real world. And engineer learn from the teachers learn from the
social science.
All the, because we need each other. We are one of what we call as the rantaian, what, Prof? Circle. The cycle of network. Circle of network. We need each other. So this is how we rejuvenate each other too. So I know that you are good in this. So I didn't force myself to do. If I force myself to do, I will be old. because stress, feel ill, right? So become rejuvenate means that we know that we give some experts to do their work and we help each other. So this is how I think that we can help each other in rejuvenate our education system. Prof.
Okay, totally agree with Dr. Adibah. So it's not about the generation gap of lecturers and students, is how the lecturers fulfill the gap. Okay, in keeping on learning, and maybe you should learn from people from different disciplines, right? Okay, we have come to the end of the first round. Now, opening Q&A session to the floor. Anyone have any questions to our panelists? Anyone has burning curiosity to ask about the effort of rejuvenating? Yes, Dr. Nina.
Thank you. Thank you for a very interesting discussion. I would like to know, Prof. K did mention
You should
about,
introduce yourself first.
Okay, my name is Dina Diana. I'm from FSSH, Faculty of Social Science and Humanities. Okay, I would like to ask about the Prof. K mentioned about we need to design and integrate everything so that we have a very good process. So is there any best mechanism for us to integrate everything in the class? Tips and tricks for us. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Dr. Nina.
Okay, thank you very much for the question. There's a lot of models of integration. It's when you want to integrate at the curricular level, there's integration across curriculum where you can share problems. I've just visited, I had a research meeting in New York, and I took the opportunity to visit Olin College in the US, in Boston. So if you Google Olin College, you can see the type of curricula they're implementing. They have an 8-credit-hour mathematics, physics, introductory engineering, and programming course. 8 credit hour for 2 semesters.
Okay.
So they are integrating all the courses together, doing real-world problems. So they implemented through the real-world problems. They're teaching mathematics, they're teaching physics, they're teaching engineering processes to the students, they're teaching the students how to program. So everything evolves around real-world problem, but they map it to the curriculum.
Okay.
So that's one mode of integration. Another mode, maybe you have a separate project-based course, and you integrate everything in the project-based course. I had the opportunity to also visit a very good university in undergraduate engineering. It's called Rowan University. They have a engineering clinic course where it's actually a project, one project for every semester. So it's separated and embedded into the curriculum. But it's about working together, and each lecturer who's teaching in the course will feed and help out with the content as well as developing the problem. So there's a lot of models on integration. These are just two that I've just the idea is not that new, but it's actually happening.
Okay, Prof. Tim, you want to add?
If I can add to that, one of the things that we in the English language section at the Ministry of Ministry of Education is doing is we are working on what we call the English language ecosystem.
Okay.
So in the English language ecosystem, we are proposing that, for example, in a particular course, for example, I mentioned earlier on, there should be a concerted effort between the lecturers teaching, for example, in my case, the English language, and lecturers in the main courses, for example, to work together in the process of shaping the students in order that they will be able to achieve what they need to achieve by the end of their studies. For example, if we look at the 4 C's in 21st century learning, for example, creativity, critical thinking, communication, and collaboration, for example. These can easily be done among lecturers, educators from different schools,
Different faculties,
in the university, for example. Like the lecturer from the main course may tap on the students' creativity. For example, in the engineering school, for example, give them a problem, work on, to come up with a prototype, for example, and in the process, we may be able to tap on the students' collaborative effort, and then in the solving the problem, in coming out with the prototype, there'll be a lot of critical thinking happening, and we, the language educators, can come in to help them with the communication.
The communication skills.
So at the end of the day, one of the problems that's happening now is that everybody is doing different things separately, and the students feel the burden of having to do a lot of things.
Yeah.
So if we can sit down together and then work as a team, so that, based on one big project that the students have to work on, we'll be able to tap on so many of the 4 Cs that is needed, very much needed in 21st century learning.
Okay. Yep. So we can kill many birds with one stone. Okay. So thank you very much, Prof. Khairiyah and Associate Professor Fatimah, for the answers to the question. So maybe if we have time at the end of the second round, I will still allow for other questions. So to continue with the second round, my next question is, what are the challenges in the process of rejuvenating university teaching and learning practices? So we can start with Dr. Adibah. What do you think the challenge? Yep.